Okay. So I just want to thank everyone for coming today to hear some of these amazing ladies share their stories. This is our Stories from the Heart event. And if you guys have never been to one, this one is specifically around mommies and, pregnant mommies. All of their stories have been influenced by Juice Plus, and I can't wait to have them share a little bit about themselves with you guys. So before I turn it over, I just want to give you a quick idea of what Juice Plus is in a nutshell. Basically, in a nutshell, it's fruits and veggies in a capsule or a chewable. We also have shakes that are gluten-free, non-dairy, low glycemic, and vegan. And we also have bars that are a good addition to any regimen. And then Tower Garden, of course. But if you have any question at all about these, or you want to find out more about them, please get with the person who invited you here today to hear these stories, and I'm sure they'd be happy to share. So the main reason we're here is we have 3 amazing ladies that are going to share with you their stories. They have all been impacted in different ways, but the commonality in all of them is having healthy pregnancies and babies and Juice Plus. So our first speaker is going to be Diana, and Diana was introduced to Juice Plus at the end of her first pregnancy. Fitness and nutrition has been an important part of her life and her background. She and her husband and their beautiful little baby you see on here reside in North Carolina. And without saying too much more about her and her story, I'll go ahead and turn it over to you, Diana.
All right. Well, thanks for having me today. It's kind of funny about Juice Plus. I took it about 2 years ago, and then I got really big into supplements and the bodybuilding world. So then I switched over to all of that. So I kind of forgot what Juice Plus did for me, which I think a lot of us do. Whenever we get a healthier habit, we kind of forget what it does because we feel good anyway. So I was super sick from like week 6 until like week 30. I pretty much lived off of Taco Bell, quesadillas at home, which I guess isn't that bad, cereal, pretzels, baked Lays, like just straight processed carbs, and that's the truth. The only kind of vegetables I ate were the ones that were in Taco Bell or Chinese food or anything like that. I used to be pretty big on eating healthy. So I started to get really, really just sick of what was going on. I didn't know how to get nutrients anymore because I couldn't really eat food. I'm sure people that have been pregnant can attest to that. People tell you just to eat it, and you really can't. It just makes you feel horrible. So I found a box of Juice Plus that I had left over from an old shipment that I had, and I just decided to start taking it instead of my prenatal, which, like Pam always says, that's just a choice that we make ourselves. And I knew that Pam had doubled it, so that's what I started doing I'd say like about week 33, give or take, somewhere around there. And I mean, within like 2 weeks, I was able to eat actual vegetables again, like raw vegetables, which have always been my favorite anyway. I was fine going to the gym, 5-6 days a week. I felt like I had more energy, and I didn't take a nap at all those last couple of weeks, which was a big change for me. And, disclaimer, everyone's different. That's just how it kind of worked for me. So it may not be that way for you. It might be different changes, but I started to feel, like I said, more energy, better recovery, stuff like that from the gym. Limited pain. I really didn't have back pain or anything either, which is cool. The delivery went good. We've been breastfeeding him since he was born, and he is in the 90th percentile, so he's a pretty big child, and he's really heavy. But yeah, it's just changed everything for me. And since I jumped on board, I do the shakes now every day. The nice thing about them is that they are safe for pregnancy and breastfeeding. That's something that I had been searching for a long time, because I really wasn't getting protein. Like I said, I was pretty much eating carbs. The one protein shake that I was drinking, because I liked whole food stuff, it was a vegan protein, but my doctor told me that it had a lot of heavy metals in it. So that kind of scared me. And then I finally got the Juice Plus Complete, which is, don't have to worry about that. And my midwife approved it. So that was pretty cool. But that's just, you know, kind of how I am. It's a good change if you're looking for something that's healthy for you and your baby, that you can stay healthy, lose weight over time. I think right now I was 154 before I got pregnant, and he's 4 months old tomorrow, and I'm 147. And all I've been doing, I'm not gonna lie, I've been lazy. Pam's pretty inspiring, kind of jealous. I used to work out every single day before I got pregnant, and now it's probably like 2 or 3 days. So just making healthier changes and like going for walks and stuff, it's a complete safe thing that you can do to get yourself back into shape or just be healthy overall, whatever you're looking for. So that's my story a little bit.
Thank you, Diana. I appreciate you sharing. And I love how you say that just by adding it, you know, you felt more energy and better recovery. And I mean, don't we all crave processed carbs when we're pregnant? I wish I had Juice Plus for both of my babies. And it doesn't matter how much I tried to tell my husband we should have a Juice Plus baby. He's not for it. Don't tell him I said that. Anyway, I'll move along to our second speaker, which is Pam. And Pam holds a special place in my heart because she was the first person that I met when I married my husband and I moved from Kentucky all the way to Hawaii. We endured a lot. We went through a 15-month deployment together as roommates, and I've gotten to see how she has grown. And one of the things that I love about her is that she has this passion for health and nutrition and truly living the Juice Plus mission. And she and her husband, Tim, are raising 2 beautiful little babies. And I just love her story. Her first and second pregnancy were very different from each other. So Pam, feel free to take it away and share more about your all's journey.
Thank you, Joanna. It always cracks me up when you talk about my passion for health and nutrition, because my pregnancy story starts at a place where health and nutrition were not a part of my life. Furthest thing away from it. And I did want to share a picture with you guys so you guys can really see the difference. Hopefully you guys can see this picture of my 2 pregnancies. I was 6 months pregnant in both of these pictures. My first pregnancy, I was not open to hearing about Juice Plus. I had heard of it through my friend Christy, but I wasn't open to knowing any more about it. I thought that's for healthy people who are not lavishly enjoying their 9 months of pregnancy and get to eat whatever they want. So I did that for that first pregnancy. I ate whatever I wanted. I slept all day long. And I thought that that was normal. You know, I thought that I was supposed to have these aches and pains. I thought that I was supposed to have, you know, high blood pressure because I had gained so much weight. That was normal during pregnancy. I thought all these things were normal. I was 27 years old. I had high blood pressure that needed to be monitored at the end of my pregnancy. Every week I had to go to the labor and delivery ward, and they had to monitor me, and I had aches and pains. I had migraines. I slept all day long. There were a few days at work where you could catch me sleeping on my desk. And it was just not the best pregnancy. But I didn't, of course, have anything to compare it to because it was, you know, it was my first time and I thought this was all normal. Well, I had my baby and I had a really hard time feeling normal again after that. Before I got pregnant, I, you know, was a normal 27-year-old. Well, after I had my daughter, I had no energy. My skin looked gray. I felt like a shell of a person. And I felt like I couldn't enjoy this time with my baby because I was so miserable. And I was just so unhappy with the way that I felt, the way that it looked. And so I reached out to my friend about this juice thing. And I thought it was a juicing program, I'll be honest. And I thought, well, this will be great. You know, I can lose some baby weight and I know I'll get some nutrients. She shared with me that it was fruits and vegetables in a capsule. And I thought, hallelujah, this is what I've been looking for my entire life. Healthy food inside of a pill. Sign me up. So we did. And it just put us on this path for the next 5 years of really looking at what we put inside of our bodies and how it manifests itself in our life. And we've just seen that, you know, our energy improved, our skin improved, our sleep improved, my migraines went away, my chronic back pain went away, my blood pressure went down. All of these things that I wasn't expecting to happen, but they happened. And, you know, the next 5 years of raising my daughter, which you can see in the gold dress in the picture, here, I'll stop sharing this so you guys can see me talk. All of these things that happened, honestly, I think if it not had been for Juice Plus, I probably never would have gotten pregnant for a second time, because my first time was just so miserable. Why would you ever want to go through that again? And then I got pregnant because I thought my husband really wanted a second. And when we did get pregnant, I thought, well, this is great because, you know, I've always wanted a little Juice Plus baby, you know, now being on Juice Plus for 5 years and seeing my whole life turn around and becoming more passionate about whole food nutrition. And my pregnancy was night and day. And you would think should probably have been worse or a little bit more difficult because I was almost 6 years older, you know, 33. And, but my blood pressure was pristine. My doctors would look at my chart and they would say, you are not the same person. You're not the same person. There's no way that you could have had all these issues before and now have impeccable blood work. And blood pressure. And compared to my first pregnancy, you know, I'd gained over 50 pounds with Leah, and with this little one, you know, a healthy 35 pounds, and not by dieting or anything, but just eating whole foods, treating my body well, taking Juice Plus, drinking my shakes, and just having this holistic lifestyle of nourishing this baby inside of me and not having the mentality of, this is a 9-month free for all and I get to do whatever I want. Because it is important, you know, there's a living being inside of you that you want to nourish. And then postpartum has been incredible. She'll be 8 weeks this Saturday, and she is my little chunky chunk. She looks like she's 8 months old. But the biggest difference is I feel human. You know, before I just felt like this machine and I just felt like I had no life inside of me. And this time around, I have energy. I don't have to nap during the day. I choose to nap during the day, but I don't have to. I'm not that lethargic person anymore that's just struggling every hour. I have the energy to work out because I know it's so beneficial for just my mental health and physical health. And I can be a better wife. You know, I'm not this raging, mean person. We always say Juice Plus makes me a better person. It's true. It makes me a better wife, a better mom. My body is being nourished. This baby's body is being nourished, and that allows me to take care of my family. So those are the big key differences between a non-Juice Plus pregnancy and a Juice Plus pregnancy in my experience. And I will tell you, I wish I had a time machine and I could go back and relive my first pregnancy with Juice Plus running through my body. So that's my story. I'm sticking with it.
Thank you, Pam. I love the commonality here is like energy, like how I feel like when you're pregnant, you have no energy. And to know that, you know, both you and Diana, that's one of the biggest things. And even postpartum is the energy. I mean, I have a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old, and I've taken naps this week twice because I'm so exhausted from running. I have energy, but I'm like, I'm going to take a nap, and I can. So, okay, I'm going to transition into our final speaker, which is Michelle. And Michelle is someone that I met here at this duty station. She is someone that lights up a room with her presence, and she's just a very real and authentic person. And she's someone that when I met her, it's hard in military life. You move a lot and you're like, I have to find a doctor, and I have to find a dentist, and I have to find a church. And you know what? You have to find friends. And she was one of the first friends that I really met here. And after she was introduced to Juice Plus, it was a few months later, she came and she said she was jumping in with both feet. She got rid of all of her other store-bought products, and she went 100% with Juice Plus. So she and her husband, Nick, are expecting their baby boy in less than a week. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to her because she has her story to share with everyone.
Hi, everybody. You have to forgive me. I get a little nervous. I'm not a great public speaker, so Forgive me if I babble too much or if I twitch too much, but I'm super excited to share my Juice Plus story with you guys because I really do believe that Juice Plus changed my life. Not just my life, but my husband's life and our future son. Just a little background, I started taking Juice Plus about 2 years ago. It was introduced to me by Joanna, and it really did change our lives for the better. It's, for one, it's so easy. It's like not, I don't really have to do anything. It's gummies. It's almost like they taste like candy. Like, how do you not take them, And, but the idea behind it is so like, it's good for me. Why wouldn't I take it? And it really makes me feel better about the choices that I make in terms of food and just knowing that I'm doing my part in trying to be as healthy as possible. Like Joanna said, I am currently 36 and a day pregnant, 36 weeks and a day. We are expecting our son next week. It's an interesting story. I've been married for about 10 years now, and we've tried to get pregnant the whole time and struggled with infertility that whole time. And being an Army family, it's really difficult because, continuity of care, when you move station to station, you have to start all over. And it's just, sometimes it gets discouraging because you don't know what God's plan is and how you're going to move forward. And so we tried to get pregnant on our own. It didn't work. And then we sought medical assistance in terms of reproductive assistance. And we tried 3 IUIs and 3 IVFs over 6 years, pumped a lot of hormones into my body, which also contributed to some weight gain and some emotional issues. I wouldn't necessarily call it depression, but like I didn't feel myself and I didn't always feel happy. And when we added Juice Plus into our daily regimen, that changed like almost immediately. I can't put a week on it, but I want to say it was pretty fast. And it was for both myself and my husband. We felt more energy, and we're older folks. We're older Army folks. We're in our early 40s. So energy at our age is important. So we felt more energetic. We felt more alert, more focused. And it was such an easy change. It was such an easy transition. The products taste awesome. I love my shakes. I have a shake for breakfast every day. So does Nick. And sometimes that's our afternoon snack. It's so portable. He has a little NutriBullet at work, and he has almond milk in the fridge, and he makes his own shake. So it's so easy. And so getting back to my pregnancy, we decided to try IVF one more time here while at Fort Campbell. And I have to be honest with you, I don't want to say I wasn't hopeful, but I was preparing myself for another failure because it had never worked before. But my husband really wanted to try one more time, and I have a hard time saying no to that guy. So I tried, and I just kept like giving myself these talks about, be hopeful, but it might not work because it never has. And I'll be darned if it works. It worked, and I have no way to explain how or why. And we both look back and we're like, what? How come now? How come at 42 and not when we were, 36? Or what's different? And honest to God, the only difference was Juice Plus. The drugs were the same. The protocol was the same. There was nothing different except Juice Plus. And so if I wasn't a believer before, I'm a total believer now. And to piggyback on that, I'm 42 and I have an autoimmune disease. I'm a type 1 diabetic, so I'm insulin dependent. And having already gained some weight from all the drugs that were pumped into my body, trying to get pregnant over years, I had already gained some baby weight without getting pregnant. And I was really worried, some of the things that Pam had talked about. I was worried about preeclampsia. I was worried about gaining more weight than I needed to. And I'm 36 weeks pregnant, and as of last Thursday, I've gained 21 pounds in this pregnancy. So I know that that is also attributed to my Juice Plus regimen because I have a great shake in the morning and I try to watch what I eat. And, I already had some weight gain. I didn't need to put on another 60 pounds and call it, I'm eating for two. That's a lie. So I don't, and I've had no complications in this pregnancy at all for being my age and for having an autoimmune disease. No preeclampsia, no extra weight gain, no crazy swelling. I mean, my face is a little swollen at this point because we're getting so close, but I had some nausea, but I swear my shake in the morning was a lifesaver because it was so quick to make and then to drink it, and I felt better the rest of the day. So, and my son is perfect. Like, every time we go and have a growth scan or any type of chromosome testing, they're like, he's great, no issues. So, once again, I can't, I don't have any like scientific analysis that says, Juice Plus did this, but in my heart of heart, and my husband Nick can attest to it too, like, we know that Juice Plus played a huge part in the success of getting pregnant and getting this far, and so far having a healthy pregnancy and a healthy baby. And we're Juice Plus lifers. Like, this is it for us. That's a forever thing. And I can't thank Joanna enough for introducing it to us, and I'm ecstatic. And on Tuesday, I'll meet my son, and hopefully you guys will see my Juice Plus baby soon.
Oh, thank you, Michelle.
You're welcome.
It's funny. I saw Michelle a couple of weeks ago, and she's like, this is because of Juice Plus. You should share my experience. And I was like, I will. we know what a long, tough road it has been for her. And we have so many friends and so many family that have and are experiencing the same types of struggle. So I truly want to say thank you to you for sharing and being vulnerable, and of course, bringing tears to my eyes again. I want to say thank you to all of you, to all of our speakers for, getting on here and sharing your stories and sharing your struggles and just being real. I think that's one of the hardest things, is being able to be authentic and vulnerable. And, we know as, when we're trying to get pregnant, or we are pregnant, or we're having babies, like, we're not alone, that other people are experiencing the same things. And it's nice to know that there is something out there. All of you guys have produced these tiny little miracles. And it's heartwarming for me to hear how Juice Plus has played such a role in that. For those of you that aren't watching, but you might be listening, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to, get in touch with the person who invited you. If you have questions or comments for our speakers, do the same, so that we can, get your questions answered. And I'm going to stop